I'd like everybody to stand up, please. Everybody up. Come on, stand up. Stand up. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Now, who's got a cell phone? Yeah, put the cell phone way up in the air. Yeah, now put those cell phones away and give me 20 minutes of your time, all right? Now, everybody sit down except them. Everybody sit down except them over here. And the reason is, in the next 3 years, 80% of your marketing budgets, that is everybody who sat down, will be spent in digital channels. By the time I'm done talking to you, I want you to go back to your offices and fire your marketing agencies because they're probably doing it wrong. All right? Now let me just find the clicker. The clicker's been like escaping us all day long. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to walk you really, really quickly through what is the push me, pull you of marketing. Who here has seen Dr. Dolittle? Anybody? Dr. Dolittle? No? Am I really that old that nobody else here knows? Yeah, okay. So the push me, pull you of marketing is the following. Does this work? Did I go backwards? I probably went backwards, didn't I? There we are. So there's a huge tension between what you guys think of as marketing and what I know as marketing. So the big difference is when we talk about marketing, most of us think of traditional KPIs, right? So your brand equity, your top of mind, your share of wallet, all that stuff is really, really good. Except that's 10 years old. So if you're still doing that, and if your agencies are still doing that, go back and fire them tomorrow. Don't worry about taking pictures. You guys can have the presentation by the time I'm done. What I want you guys to focus on when you're talking to your agencies is I want you to focus on cost per click. I want you to talk about app starts, apps completed, and how many clients you sold to today. If you're not doing that, you're failing at marketing. And if your agencies aren't doing, who here actually has control over their marketing budgets? Hands, please. Or can influence them. So nobody here has control over their marketing budgets. Like one guy, the guy from Brazil that I had lunch with yesterday. So there's a challenge there because that means that you're not appropriately measuring the limited funds you have to put into marketing. Everything we've talked about for the last day and a half, customer experience, AI, cybersecurity, how to bring better experiences to your clients, it all doesn't mean a thing, or in buen chileno, vale callampa, if we're not measuring how we're selling, okay? And why is this the push me, pull you? For those of you that haven't seen Dr. Dolittle, the push me, pull you is a two-headed llama and can never go in one direction or the other, right? There's a tension there, and the reason is the tension is the budget. You've got to decide where you're going to be spending your money. Do you want to spend your money on the left side, where you're talking about brand awareness, where you're talking about things like top of mind? And those are fine. Those are great metrics. But you know what? They come from studies that are 6 to 12 months old, and they're very, very high level. Or do you want to be talking about data that you get fresh every day, and where you can change your investment strategy on a daily basis to maximize the limited resources? I know which one I'm doing, and I'm going to walk you through a few test cases. So if this is the standard tension in marketing today, I'm going to share a very, very keen fact with you. I have the pleasure of working in one of Chile's largest banks, and I have a pleasure of competing for some of the best marketing resources in Chile's economy. When I've competed with industries that are not banking, they all hate me because we have something, and you have something, that no other industry has, and that is data. Okay? Data and our access to it is what differentiates us. And we've talked about this over the last 2 days, but I want to be specific. Who here, say in the last 3 days, has gone on to a new website that they've never gone on to before? And they've had to click, right? We've all done it, right? Yeah. And we've had to click on that little thing that says, hey, we use cookies. Right? Who's clicked on that? Everybody? Right? Good, thank you. Who's actually read what you give permission to for the use of cookies? Anybody? Anybody read it? Okay, so in Chile, I don't know about North America, but in Chile, when I accept that, I give that website the opportunity to sell my information, and I give them between 15 and 30 other opportunities to share that information with partner companies. My data has made me the product that they're selling. Banks can take advantage of that. Why? Because we have structured data, right? We know all about your transactions. We know all about when you get paid. We know about where you bought your tickets. We know all about how you run your daily life. So what we can do in marketing, if you have the right talent, is you can take your structured data and your unstructured data, which would be how people navigate in the web. Then you can take your third-party data and your cookie data. You can put that into a really cool blender called a data management platform, and you can start to be specific on how you market. So remember, we had these fantastic, great studies that were really relevant 12 years ago, telling us about what segment we should be going after and what the trends are, and all those really, really cool things. But at the end of the day, that gives me a bit of a shotgun effect when I go hunting for clients. But I have 4 sources of data here that allow me to micro-segment the offer that I'm making. And by micro-segmenting that offer, that increases the opportunity I have of selling. Now, for those of you that have spent some time in the digital world, who here knows what search engine optimization is? Anybody? Got it? Got some hands over here? Nobody over here? Got a couple of people over here. Search engine management, right? Like the basics. Thank you, Maria. Search engine optimization, search engine management, that's really me trying to position myself higher in Google, right? I can pay for the right to be up there as a sponsor, or through management of my websites and my apps, through management of my keywords and the refresh of the information that I publish, I can compete to be in a higher position. So if that's the kind of the basics, I'd like to talk to you today about a different marketing mix. Because I'm trying to convince, at least the company that I work with in Chile, to kind of throw out the brand-based marketing, because it's old, it's unreliable, and it doesn't allow me to be specific. But you know what? In the last year, and I've only been doing this for a year, in the last year, I've found that Google has been progressively not giving me the returns I need on my advertising dollars. So why is that? Well, if we think about it, Google is pretty reactive, right? When somebody looks for something, up pops Scotiabank, or up pops Nike, or up pops Adidas. So the website is reacting to what the client's looking for and how I've positioned my digital assets within that. So what we're beginning to focus on is what we're calling proactive marketing. Proactive marketing is where we want to accompany the client as they go through the search in the internet. People use Facebook, people use WhatsApp. I don't know about North America, but like 98% of Chile all run on WhatsApp. And so what that means is I want to be able to market I want to be able to do some marketing in a contextual way as they go through this. So before I bring up Bruno, I'm just going to give you some very, very quick examples of how we've spent our dollars. So I'm going to show you 3 products. The first in Chile, current account bundles. The second is personal loans. What we've found is if we go through Google, our cost per lead has gone down, which is always a good thing, but the accompanying results have also really sucked. And that's because Google's tapped out. It's saturated for that product. So we pivoted about 4 months ago, and we started going after people in Facebook. And you know what? We've been able to continuously bring down our cost per lead in Facebook, and our leads have gone up by 16%, which is awesome, and we've had a better investment strategy. So what we're driving towards then is, well, how can we introduce a new savings product to the marketplace, a simple high-yield savings account? And we did that, and initially we weren't thinking about using Facebook. We just figured we'd just go Google because that's what we knew best. But Google wasn't giving us the return we needed. So today, I can capture a new client for just over $2 Canadian, and that gives me a lead of almost 8 times what I'm getting out of Google. And that's August, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking to double those numbers for leads this month, and I want to drive my cost per acquisition in Facebook down below $2. That's huge. So again, why am I sharing this with you? Because I'm competing for the attention of digital savvy clients. These are people that want simple products, fast access, and you know what? They don't want to have their time wasted. If I'm accompanying them through their journey through the internet on 5 different platforms, I can compete effectively and I can help make sure that I don't waste their time. Thank you very much.